Hey guys, welcome to the Clean Energy Meeting. As you all know, depletion of the ozone layer is at large, pollution is increasing daily, causing climate change and the greenhouse effect, and we're not doing much to help it. New legislation was just released that as of 2030, all cars produced in the US must be electric vehicles. With the new law, I want us to work together to come up with a common solution that we can present in a reasonable manner to maintain a clean future.
I think hydroelectric energy is the way to go. Hydroelectric energy produces zero waste and it requires water, which is naturally recurring around the world. So we don't need to worry about unstable prices, transportation issues, other national security problems. Hydroelectric energy is super efficient. It can convert as much as 90% of available energy into electricity. And based on our calculations, in the US alone, hydropower is produced at an average of 0.7 cents per kilowatt hour. This is about 1/3 the cost of fossil fuel or nuclear energy and 1/6 the cost of using natural gas. 97% of renewables are hydroelectric power generated. Hydroelectric power has a 90% efficiency rate. The numbers don't lie. I can't believe they would disagree with me.
What about wind? It doesn't pollute the air at all, or maybe even solar. Sun is abundant, constantly generating 120,000 terawatts of solar radiation, 20,000 times more powerful than what is needed to supply the entire world.
These power sources can't work exclusively, but together they can generate a decent amount of electricity. We need resources that will generate more power than that. Let's go, Fernando. I'm bringing in the new girl.
I'm just an intern. What about nuclear? Nuclear energy already helps produce 19.7 electricity in the US. Plus, developing the industry would create 100,000 jobs. With the current consumption rate of uranium, we have enough uranium for another 70 through 80 years.
They obviously aren't hitting the nail on the head here. We need a source that will produce energy for millions of electric cars. No, no, no. What the frack, guys? Come on, think smart here. Have you guys stopped to consider methanol? Methanol is a unique resource for use in on-grid and off-grid power turbines for electricity production and an ideal hydrogen carrier for fuel cell technology applications, including portable power. Methanol fuel cells enable a more efficient performance compared to other fuel cell systems and other generic solutions.
I know she's the boss and everything, but does she really think that we can just completely eliminate fossil fuels from our electricity production? I mean, they do make up 66% of our power. We can't just get rid of fossil fuels. There's no way we can produce enough electricity without them, especially with the growing demand that's going to start. Natural gas is the best option since its production releases fewer pollutants than coal and oil. Gas is also the cheapest of the three fossil fuels, reported at about $5 per million BTU by 2030. Plus, it wouldn't require a ton of new infrastructure, which is another economic benefit. And natural gas can be captured and stored for peak demand in case there were ever an electricity shortage.
The U.S. population is expected to increase about 350 million people by 2030, and the electricity demands to support that number are extremely high. The cost of producing methanol from natural gas is estimated to range from $1.30 to $1.60 per gasoline gallon, equivalent when natural gas is $4 to $6 per million BTU. As renewable methanol production scales up and petroleum prices rise due to growing global demand, the economics of renewable methanol as an alternative fuel source to charge car batteries will become increasingly attractive. Commercial scale production of the renewable methanol for power generation will depend on the success of the key producers in scaling up their operations, which presently range from 1.3 to 150 million gallons per year, meaning an increase in production infrastructure. Environmental-wise, methanol does not contain sulfur, so there is no sulfur dioxide released into the air. It is estimated to produce approximately 65 to 95% fewer carbon emissions than fossil fuels. This makes methanol a cleaner energy producer and can reduce GHG emissions by as much as 95%, making higher efficient vehicle technologies.
No guys, the most efficient way to produce this electricity is gonna have to be to have a combination of these. Renewables have come a long way in the past years, so assuming that this trajectory continues, we can assume they will continue to be a large contributor to our electricity generation. Also, natural gas has been a reliable fossil fuel. Completely eliminating fossil fuels is out of the picture, so that needs to stay. Methanol should be widely introduced to provide a clean source of energy to fuel the cars. And both methanol and natural gas are cheaper than oil and coal, so even if the immediate price isn't lower than gasoline prices, over time, the economics of this new law and implementation and the environmental impacts that it will create will upkeep a healthy future.
Okay, then a combination it is. Thank you for all your hard work in coming to an agreement.
That is good.